I'm American. I speak American language, American English, which is most spoken language in the world, most standard language in the world. So I don't need to learn any second language. Why do I need to speak Japanese? Why do I need to speak Spanish? Why do I need to speak French? I speak American English. And we need to practice every day. Tenemos que practicar la idioma todos los días. And we need to practice. Señor, pero quiero ir a los Estados Unidos. Quiero vivir allá. Quiero hacer la vida allá en los Estados Unidos. Pero no hablo inglés. Me preocupa eso. Pero quizás voy a poder aprender inglés si vaya allá. But in Spanish, the birthday is cumpleaños, related to the verb cumplir. So cumplir means to fulfill. So actually, turning to 44 means you finish the 44th year of your life, meaning you are entering to 45th year of your life. So it's not the beginning of 44, it's the ending of the 44. So 僕はね、アメリカに行きたいんですよ。すごくアメリカに興味があって、アメリカ勉強してみたくて、でもね、英語ってめちゃくちゃ難しいじゃないですか。でもね、少しずつやれば、多分コツコツやればできるようになると思うから、とにかく行ってみようかなと思うんですよね。交換留学とか、語学学校あるじゃないですか。だからあそこにちょっと行ってみようかなって思うんですよね。The most important thing, 3 things to learn Spanish very fast is 1, mindset. Number 2, the foundation. And number 3, practices. It sounds so, ordinary, like ordinal, like it's not like secret, right? But those 3 are so important that will accelerate the speed of learning process for you significantly. That's what translators do, right? Live translation. But ultimate goal is to think in that language. For example, I think in English now, so I don't have any problem speaking in English because I'm just spitting out what occurred in my mind. So, and I want to dream in Spanish instead of in English, right? Or in Japanese. So that is the ultimate goal, and that's my goal. This because only practicing makes us be able to think in that language, right? Because that way the information, the knowledge that we learned are going to be moved in the most accessible part of our brain.
No, you did it again. You bent it again.
But if we have all those 3, mindset, right foundation, and if we go practice every day, even 5 minutes, 1 a day will do. But we're gonna, as a human being, we have a capability of learning language because that's how we are, human beings. So it's not like special people to be able to have multiple language ability. It's that we are all capable. Hello, buenos dias. Then say buenos dias instead of good morning. Buenos dias, buenos dias, buenos dias. That's all you need, And in the beginning, I was uncomfortable, right? Just because, they all speak English and, saying buenos dias is kind of, uncomfortable in many ways. But it's going to get less and less awkward and uncomfortable, and it become natural. You don't even think about that. Tengo que irme. Ya, tengo que irme. So, hasta mañana. So much things take your energy away from taking actions for what you want to do or what you need to do to get what you want. And that is a game changer, really. It's a game changer. You're not different. No different, but you're different. Because your actions are different, and each action that you take will bring you to a different direction, different ways, and maybe different distance, and it will change everything. One of the foundations in learning Spanish, the big one, is the verb conjugations. If you understand the basic verb conjugation, then you are golden, because you understand, you can pick it up when you hear something. But if you don't understand any, or if you know any of verb conjugation, the pattern and forms, you won't be able to identify the verb in what you hear. And that's super important, to identify the verb. You understand in English, right? The verb and subject in English is the most important thing, that you want to catch it right away, so that you can understanding of what the bones and the essence of what the sentence is trying to tell you. And the same thing goes with the Spanish. Subject is less important, because verb conjugation itself will suggest who is the subject. That's the beauty of Spanish verb conjugation. It conjugates more patterns than in English. So in the first look, it looks overwhelmed, but it's not. Once you understand the pattern of conjugation, then you will catch up. You will be able to catch for any new verbs. So verb conjugation is the foundation. Language learning is about practicing. Like anything else, actually. Anything you want to learn and you want to be good at, is actually you're learning language of something, right? For example, right now I'm learning the language of dancing. And I used to be learning the language of landscape architecture. I used to be language of learning a marathon, right? For example. So learning Spanish is about practicing. Starting part is important to get the foundation, because foundation is something that you need to know, you need to understand, then go into practice. But actually, a lot of people are desk person, right? I call it desk person, like, keep studying until, and then hope that they will get to the level that suddenly they will speak fluently. It's not gonna happen. I realized life is about learning and practicing, not just learning, right? You gotta practice in order to be able to speak that language fluently, spontaneously, without thinking, without translating. And that's the beautiful thing, that when it happens, it's amazing. You don't need to translate. You think in that language, you speak that language spontaneously without... Pero vamos a mandarlas otra vez hoy para
asegurar. Que tengan en BIN para que ya...
BIN.
Porque les cargamos las referencias y no las muestra. Yo creo que hay algo ahí en el archivo que no nos deja, pero si lo mandan en BIN, pues estaría mejor.
BIM, no trabajamos con BIM, solo trabajamos con CAD. Entonces, lo que podamos hacer es bindear los archivos para hacer un archivo que tenga todos información. Sí.
Ya nos vuelven a mandar el enlace.
Sí. Vamos a checar los archivos y asegurar que tengan todos.
Sí, gracias.
we got practice, and that's a requirement as a human being. As a human being, to learn and acquire any language skill is our privilege, because that's our capability as a human being. But the practicing in order to acquire any language is our requirement.
5, 6, 7.
I printed out all the verb conjugation charts and made the booklet, and I carried it anywhere, so that whenever I find in between time, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, I take that out of my bag, and then I just stare at it, right? And then it just basically vocalize the verb conjugation. And I am going to this restaurant, Vietnamese restaurant. My favorite is Vietnamese food. I don't know why, but like Thai food and Vietnamese food, really, me encanta. Me encantan las comidas. We can replicate the situation. That's all we need. If we want to learn new language or new language or anything or new things, then we just be creative to make that replication. Basically, if we somehow interact with that thing every single day, maybe not every single moment, but then it will come soon, because our thought will switch to that language or whatever it is, and it's going to be every single moment. And then when that happened, anything can be our primary language. And I'm not talking about just the languages of anything, meaning if we want to learn anything, we just need to be creative ourselves to create that replication, right? Like, be creative to be able to interact with that thing more often, more frequently, and every day, right? That's all we need to do. Vocalization is also important. Not just read in mind, but vocalize the words. It's super important. This is something that you don't want to miss, because it makes significant difference. And it's like, it would be stupid if you don't do it, because it makes difference. And then why don't you do it, right? So that kind of a significant difference that it will make. So vocalize when you are learning something, when you're practicing something. If some other people look at you, who cares? You are going to be a bilingual or trilingual, whatever, multilingual list that they are not. Don't care about what other people think and how they look at you, right? Because it's really the word we created, right? We create. We never know why people are looking at you, but we create our own imagination and what they think about too. So never care about other people, and vocalize words when you practice, when you learn.
Hola, otro $15 por favor. Yeah.
That way your learning curve, learning speed process is going to be minimal. Literally, it's going to be fast, and we want to learn it and attain as fast as possible, so we can enjoy using that language, because that's what it's all about, to enjoy communicating with the people who speak that language.
Even like this, 90 degrees.
That's it. That was beautiful.
I know. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Oh, keep going.
Of learning Spanish fast. So definitely you want to spend a little time every day to get into your nature, because once you understand, it becomes your nature. You don't need to even think about it later on. You don't even need to try to learn it. So do 5 minutes every day for verb conjugation. the perspectives and interpretation. Everything is about how you interpret things, how you look at the things, or what's being said in what perspective, and that's gonna change whole entire world, the situation that you are facing, right? Because, for example, there's no time to waste. If someone says such a thing to you, then you probably would interpret that, don't do it, it's a waste of time, right? But it's not true that it could be interpreted as, there's no such time to waste, so take your time, do what's necessary. And that's a whole different interpretations, like completely different ways, and completely opposite, actually, almost opposite, right? And there are millions of interpretations for what he or she said. Most are similar, and some are different, opposite, sometimes opposite. So it's your choice how to look at the things and how you interpret things by just realizing there's so many different ways to interpret, or there's so many eyeglasses to wear to see things, the same thing in different perspectives. And then by just realizing it opens up a whole entire new world in front of you, and that could be so much better, and that instantly change where you are. It's almost like sci-fi movie. You jump instantly into some different world, and you are different now. Don't waste your time. No, I'm sorry. There's no such thing. No time to waste could be interpreted as, don't do it, that's a waste. You could interpret what he said or she said that way, or there's no such time to waste. Time is time, so take your time to do what you need to do. That's completely different translation, right? And once your mindset change, interpretation change automatically, and action that follows would completely different, right? Because the guilt, hesitation, so much things step out from our own realm. You can't just try to learn the language. You have to learn the culture and live in that culture, or the way they think. Otherwise, that's the best way and a fast way to accomplish any language goals. Otherwise, it just gonna take so much time that you don't want. You want to avoid that situation. You want to learn and acquire the language skill as fast as possible, so you can enjoy using that language, communicating with other people, experiencing the new culture, new world, having these new perspectives you never had.